Thank you all for joining the Top Gun Collector channel. My name is Al, and today we're going to be taking a look at the 1/3 closed mouth Jungle Hunter Predator bust by Prime One Studio. Alright, so as you all heard in the intro, I'll be reviewing one of the Prime One Studios Predator bust. This is the 1/3 scale closed mouth bust. But before we jump into that, I'll kind of just give you all a few shots or pictures of the unboxing. Alright, so as you all just saw from the unboxing, it's just one box, medium-sized box, not too big or not too heavy. So before I get started, I guess I'll just kind of give you all the measurements. So as far as depth-wise goes, from the front of the cannon to the back over here, we're looking at around 8.5 inches. And as far as width goes, between the left shoulder to the right shoulder over here, we're looking at around 12 inches, and height wise a little over 15 inches. So doesn't take up too much space compared to having like a full statue. But here this is, well, let me just start off by saying this is one out of the 4 different busts that were released by Prime One Studio. There's like a battle damage masked one, and I'm not sure. I know there's 4 different ones. This one ends up being the closed mouth version. 500 of these were made. I got number 45 out of 500. I remember this when this came out, it pretty much sold out like within days. But yeah, I'll go right ahead, get up close, kind of give you all my review, my thoughts on this piece, and let you all know what the differences are compared to the actual statue. Besides it being a bust, of course, but there are a few differences. So, starting off with the base, this is, if you saw my previous review, the other one, you can see it's more of a museum, completely black, but with bunch of details and stuff. But this one, you can see it's more mechanical. Looks like it's part of a ship, maybe one of his ships. So a lot of like mechanical technology in there. It looks like you see grays, some tints of green as well. Here, I'll just kind of slow down so you guys can see a little bit more of the details. So yeah, I like this base. I would have, as far as the statue goes, I also like that one because it's more of a museum. It's part of the museum master line of line. So that's why they have that base. Kind of give it for essentially every piece in that line. But I wouldn't have mind if they would have went this route as well. It's pretty neat base. Now moving up to the torso, similar to my last review, it's a lot of the same stuff. We have this necklace here with a bunch of bones. I feel like this one is a bit more detailed, especially you can even see the different shades with the teeth and stuff on this one. But yeah, it looks the same. Skin as well, you got that slimy looking skin. Now I had no issues with this one as far as breakages or anything like that goes. It's pretty well packed. One difference that I did notice, it seems like you can kind of see it has more green here, the tint on this armor. I'll put a picture up of the statue, and then you can kind of see that there is a difference. Not too much, but looks like they added more green on this one. Not sure which one's more screen accurate, but here, I'll put a picture up so you can kind of get a sense of the statue compared to this one. Alright, so besides that, we have this tube here, great color. Battle damage throughout. So yeah, a lot of it is pretty much the same as my previous review. Now it does look smaller. Like for example, this back here, if you looked at the actual review, it comes in 3 parts, the spinal cord. So yeah, this one is smaller, but you know, mainly because it's on a bus, so they didn't want something so huge just hanging out back here, I guess. So kind of makes sense why they went this direction. And then back here, this is kind of what you see typical of bus, where they kind of cut off the back end, so it's just kind of more museum paint here. You just tones of grays, black, silver. Yeah, and this one also does come with one of the necklaces as well, with bones. It is different. It appears to be a bit smaller as well. It does have more bones than the statue itself, but overall it looks the same. I just feel like they may have just shrunken a bunch of this stuff just to kind of keep everything a little bit more compact for the bust itself. Now we move up to the cannon. This is the same as the statue. We got the button here just to turn off and turn on, similar to the other piece. So if you're just getting the bust, all you need is 2 LR44 batteries for the cannon. But yeah, same details as the bust. Now there is a major difference between this and the statue. So unlike the statue, this comes with, it's like a, take this out, like a utility pack from the movie. So you don't get this from the actual statue. This only comes with the bust. But let's see if I can. So you got the syringes there, some tubes, injections, and these were all in the movie. So it's pretty neat, you know. I guess that's one benefit from the bust. If you're not getting the statue, you at least got something a little different that those with the actual statue don't have. Yeah, but other than that, it's pretty much the same as the statue. It looks nice. Great paint apps. Like I said, I feel like this one just has more grain. You can see the tint everywhere. So not sure which one's more screen accurate, but you know, I like it. It looks cool. Alright, so now let me get up close with the actual face here. So, like I said, this is the closed mouth. I love that they actually even did like one of the left eye or the right eye, they closed it so it can be screen accurate. Let's see if I can get up close, but not sure if you can see that, but there's like tints of even purple and greenish in his eye with the veins. Looks really good. Yeah, it's kind of hard to zoom in there, but yeah, even great job with the eye there, but looks good. The mouth looks good. Similar like the other statues, they did a really good job with the paint applications, the teeth, adding the veins right there at the gums. That looks awesome. And even inside, it's kind of hard to see on this one, but even if you look inside, let's see if I can get up close, like there's a lot of details in there. It's kind of hard to see, but yeah, other than that, it's pretty much the same as the other ones. Just kind of just gives it that closed mouth look. I would have preferred to have this one as opposed to, if you saw my review on the others, on the statue, that one came with like a semi-open and a fully open. I would have preferred to have this switched out with, you know, either the, likely just a semi-open. I feel like that one wasn't necessary. But yeah, other than that, it's a cool looking bust. Here, I'm gonna put a 1/6 scale next to this so you can kind of see as far as the size goes. Alright everyone, so I have the bust displayed right next to a 1/6 scale Superman maquette by Tweeterhead. I'll take a step back so you can kind of see how it looks, size comparison. As I stated earlier, the bust is around it's around 15 inches, and the maquette is 21 inches. Now it is a larger maquette, larger 1/6 scale. Typically, you see 21 inches for a lot of 1/4 scales, 21, 24 inches. So it's a larger height-wise 1/6 scale. But yeah, that's how it looks. So one question you're probably wondering is whether or not this is worth the price tag. So this thing retailed at around $800, and the maquette retailed at $325, $350, depending on whether or not you got the EX. So whether or not this is worth it, a lot of that is subjective. A few things that you can, I guess, factor in is, so this was not released when the statue was announced. Essentially, there was just a lot of people in the community that were requesting the closed mouth portrait. So Prime One went ahead, produced it. This thing sold out within days. It may have even sold out the same day it was up for pre-order. So that's definitely one thing to consider. This is definitely going to be one of those pieces that's pretty sought after down the road, this bust. Now, something else to consider is you're looking at a piece like this, and then, you know, this is kind of like double the price. But when you turn to something like a 1/6 scale, you know, I like this piece, don't get me wrong, but there's just not that much detail and texture, and it's a simple piece, you know, which sometimes simple is a little bit more better, but you know, it's a pretty simple paint job. So when you're looking at something like this and then you turn to something like this, you can kind of see where they factored in that additional cost. There's just a lot more work, a lot more paint work, engineering, sculpting, a lot more work that just went in with producing this piece, and you can just tell the difference, you know. So again, that's one other thing to consider, is that although this isn't like a huge piece, we're just talking about a bust here, it's very detailed and just extremely well executed. I guess one other thing that you can consider as well is, you know, if you do not have the full statue, whether or not that's due to the pricing or like many of us, it's due to space, because it is a large piece. This, you know, it's a smart. I believe, if I recall, it was around like 12 inches depth wise or something. But yeah, it doesn't take up a lot of room, so that's something else to consider. You know, the price isn't as high either, so if you want something that is, you know, part of that museum Prime One Predator line. This is definitely definitely something that could fill up that space for you. So yeah, I'd say that yeah, it just kind of depends. Like I said, that's all subjective. It may depend on a few factors, but yeah, hopefully I gave you a few things to consider. Personally, I like it. I'm gonna be displaying it with the statue. That was the intention the whole time, was to display this over the other ones that they give me. That came with the DX bonus version. I'll switch them off, here and there. But after I unbox the full statue, I feel like, oh wow, I don't know if it's if I want to add one more. Personally, I don't think I would have pulled the trigger and purchased an additional bust after I had unboxed the other one. But yeah, I'm keeping it. I like it. But yeah, I'm gonna go right ahead and kind of just show you all, just to end this review, I'll show you all a few pictures of, kind of how this looks next to the statue. But yeah, overall, that's pretty much it for the review. Hope you all enjoyed it. And yeah, thank you all for joining.